Western League, everybody knew it was better, but it wasn't called Major Junior. And then they made that rule, Major Junior, they classified it as pro and they couldn't go NCAA. But now they're on the brink of changing that.
Yeah, so it's gonna affect things. I think it's been approved.
Has it?
You can actually thank NCAA football for that change, because now with those players, with the NLI and the money that they can get paid now, that took the argument out of, you couldn't play if you were a major junior because you were getting money in some fashion. Yeah. Well, now the NCAA players are getting money too, so all bets are off as far as that goes. Everybody can.
But you know what? I think Junior A guys got more money than the major junior guys, because these little towns that pay guys to come, where the major junior guys is a pretty standard stipend, right, Wally? A weekly spending money allowance. And it's just to have haircuts and that. It just
back in my day, it was $300 a month.
Yeah. And so.
Well, to me, it's like a no-brainer. If you're growing up and you've got a chance to go to college and make money and become a better hockey player, I think it's going to really be challenging for the major junior leagues in Canada to sustain themselves.
And well, there's only so many places also, Wally.
What's that?
There's only so many spots.
Yeah.
So it's still a big, like a lot of guys like Danny Heatley, he played Junior A so he could go to college. A lot of guys did that right off the hop, because they knew if they went and they play in the major junior, they were ineligible for NCAA. So he played for the Canucks there, and then he went to Wisconsin where his dad went.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was always one of the arguments for playing NCAA is major junior, once you're 20, that's about it. Whereas NCAA, you play, like you said, junior A until you're 20. Now I have 4 more years to develop as a player and as a person too.
Yeah. Well, I went to Bemidji after junior. I was 20 when I went there.
Yeah, so you had those extra 4 years to develop and see what's on the back end, as opposed to being 20 and, well, the decision has to be made at that point. You're either good enough or you're not.
Yeah. Well, I was never good enough, but it was fun.
Sure.
Are there many kids playing, like, I know in Canada, very few 18-year-olds are playing CIS hockey, college hockey. They couldn't make it because
they can't make the team.
Yeah, they can't make it. It's just too difficult. So in the NCAA, it looks like, did McCarr finish his career in junior?
No, he played a year or so in NCAA.
Yeah, he went to UMass for 1, if not 2 years.
Yeah. So I'm curious.
And he was a funny guy. He didn't jump up and play the elite like he played Bantam AA his first year. The second year, Bantam AAA. He played minor midget. Then he played midget AAA. Then he went to Brooks and played in the Alberta Junior. And then he went to university. Yeah, and he wasn't even a huge star in Bantam in that. My friend coached him. He was a good player, but he didn't dominate everything. And he just got better and better.
Yeah, well, even at the Division III level, most of the NCAA freshmen are flirting with 20 years of age.
Yeah.
Like I think in the 7 years that I coached NCAA, I think I had 2 players step from prep school into NCAA, 2, maybe 3.
Yeah, it's a big jump. Even I went to the World Championships in Prague, and Bedard looked like an 18-year-old playing against men. He was Canada's 13th forward. he was getting flattened every second shift. Like he just bounced off guys because he's not that big of a guy, eh? Like his skills are off the chart. It is really hard for a guy that isn't man strong yet
Yeah.
to play against guys in their 20s.
Tom, can you talk about Bedard? You went to Chicago's game
Yeah.
the other day. What was your take on his play?
Well, he's got great skills. I watched him quite a bit, and he really has a knack of getting himself open. He finds quiet spaces. Like he got 5 or 6 shots, I think,
Oh,
and he just has that ability to get open. He really can fire the puck, and Wolf had his number. But it was interesting at the empty net, him and Coronado raced for a puck. And
yeah.
Coronado just flew right by him, got the puck, and scored. The puck got dumped out.
Yeah.
And there was a race, and the puck got dumped to about the far blue line. And Coronado just blew by him, picked up the puck, and scored in the empty net.
Well, I watched Bedard closely, and he was so good in the World Junior Championships.
Yeah.
I've always thought, boy, it sticks too long, but in the World Juniors, I said, my God, he dominated. He was the difference in terms of the eventual outcome of the tournament. But then when he played his first year at Chicago, he really struggled.
Well, that was a problem with Edmonton all the time. They get guys like Taylor Hall and all this. They're 18, 19. They expect them to lead them to the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not man strong yet.
Yeah.
These guys just throw them around. I mean, and they're all good, and they can all skate.
Yeah.
But his skills are off the charts. He's going to be a real player. I think he's about Crosby's size. So he's just got to get a lot stronger. And Crosby works out all the time.
Yeah. Well, his game last night, he's going to be a superstar in the NHL. I never thought that last year. I couldn't imagine him improving that much in 1 year. But I think, like you say, Tom, it's just like when the U13 girls' first years, they're not strong enough.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the same thing with him out of Major Junior, dominating. He wasn't strong enough to play at that level yet.
Well, especially when he's identified as the star.
Yeah.
So they're really checking him hard. He couldn't hide in the weeds, eh?
Yeah.
He's coming in. Everybody's going to the game to see him. I mean, Emily last year, her dad paid $1,000 to get the seats and everything.
Yeah.
So she could see him.
Yeah.
And then he broke his jaw and he didn't play.
Huh.
So, and I guess there were people hanging outside the hotel, and when they practiced at Winsport the other day, I guess it was absolutely packed to watch Bedard practice. So.
Well, I noticed in the commercials between periods and at breaks in the NHL game last night, Bedard was right up there with Matthews and Crosby. They were in the same commercial.
Oh, yeah, he's got he did so well in the World Juniors, but, he's not like Lindros or something can walk in and, or even Bobby Orr, and Gretzky was